Hello there. Welcome to yet another episode of D&D, and that is Dada next door. We are so happy that you could join us today. We're going to have an amazing conversation. We have a lot of great, amazing and fun content lined up for you. So make sure you stick around to the very end. And also remember to engage with us on our social media platforms. That is Kelele TV on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. And make sure to use the hashtag Dada next door so that we can be able to find your conversation easily. So today we'll be having simple and fun discussions. We also have a very special guest lined up, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Before we start, let me introduce our very special guest who joined us today, who will also be part of our conversation. Lily, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. My name is Lily Asigo. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a content creator, also an actress. I am passionate about highlighting the beauty of women. I'm also passionate about mental health. I'm passionate about emotional health, and I am the CEO at Asigo Beauty, and I'm happy to be here today.
So we have had this story of Eric Omondi, who was trying to mobilize youths to come together and demonstrate due to the rising cost of living. And it's so unfortunate that it didn't end up so well. He got arrested, like you saw. Some of us were able to see the video clips. I don't know if you saw the video clips. The Real Housewives of Nairobi was released to the public. They were able to launch the film premiere, and they also unveiled the cast for the show. The show is on Showmax right now, and I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about the cast of the Real Housewives of Nairobi? We have the likes of Vera Sidika. I'm sure all of you know Vera Sidika. There is no need for introduction. We have the likes of Mini Karaoke. And for me, I feel like that's an interesting choice of cast because I think it's something we did not expect. So I'm honestly hoping it's going to be a really interesting show. Women in Parliament decided to dress up in Kenyan brands, Kenyan attire. So this was a move. This was actually a good move by the women in Parliament to promote local designers. This campaign was launched on 21st February. So they come to Parliament dressed in Kenyan attire. It's just a move to promote our local brands, to promote our local designers. I think it's a very good move towards promoting our own local brands, and I hope it's something that will keep going on. It's something that we'll be able to see in the near future as well. The reason why this topic came about is because of the recent incident where we saw nominated Senator Gloria came to Parliament with stained pants. So there was a lot of discussion around it. She was trending. So some people are saying she was just faking it. She was just trying to create attention. People admired her. So what do you think about that?
It's so unfortunate that somebody somewhere who doesn't even understand what menstruation is comes out to comment on it. Like, how do you say that she wants to trend? Do you know how much it hurts some people when they are on their menstruation? Do you know how expensive it is to buy sanitary towels every single month? And we have people who have their menstruation for up to 7 days, up to 10 days. You know, at least Spain has given women 3 to 4 days, but we do have women who go on for even 2 weeks. So what should we do about that? This is a natural thing. It's not something that we are just cooking or faking. So saying that somebody is faking is actually very wrong. And in my opinion, I believe that sanitary towels can be made free for everyone, for every woman to use. Just the same as when you go everywhere, and I'll say everywhere because I've been everywhere, and you can easily find condoms, but not sanitary towels. Why is it like that? Because we can choose to have sex, but you cannot choose to have your period or to block it. it's not that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, I don't care whether it's real, I don't care if she's trying to bring out a statement. What I care about is, are we doing anything? Are we trying to solve this problem? Or we're just going to say, okay, she showed up like that, and then we forget about it again.
I feel like we are really trying to solve that problem. It's just that it gets to a certain point and then it doesn't go beyond it. Because now the people who can really, really help us on this particular issue are not paying enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer us. We just like have a movement, push it to Parliament, and then they take over from there. So I do hope that the Parliament is gonna like do something about it real quick.
Yeah, true. That is actually why we are having this conversation today, because we are also continuing the outcry. I remember a few years back there was this young girl who committed suicide because of period shaming, and we talked about it for just a couple of weeks, and then the issue again was forgotten. So that's the pain of it, because it's something that is there, it's disturbing the society, it's problematic. But it seems like it's only women who care about it, and it's actually quite sad. And even in Parliament on that day, there were women who were actually attacking Senator Gloria, and it got me wondering, why would you do that? Because it could happen to any one of us. I mean, sometimes you may think that you're spot on, you know your days, you have marked your calendars, but then this is nature. Nature has a way of surprising you anytime.
Yeah.
So I felt that was unfair for even the women to attack her like that. And I don't know what it says about us. Is it a Kenyan thing? Is it an African thing? We take it like this is a bad thing, we should hide it.
No, I think we're not educated enough on this subject.
Yeah.
Which we also need to educate ourselves. And as a parent, I also need to educate my girls. I need to let them know.
Boys.
And boys too, yes. Yeah. I feel like men also need to speak up on this particular subject, because they have girlfriends, they have wives, they have sisters, they have parents like their mothers, and they've seen just how difficult it can get. So if the men would come on board and help us, I think as a nation, as a country, would be able to be like Spain, for example.
Yeah.
And really take this matter seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that we're in the 21st century, and this is the time that we're hearing about menstrual leave. It's crazy. Like, they're the first European country. In Africa, not yet. In America, not yet. There's no country that has embraced that. So it started in Asia, now it's in Europe. So we're hoping it will continue trickling down to us. But there's one interesting thing that I learned. There's a country in Africa which has one off day for Mother's Day. It's called Mother's Day.
Aww.
Yeah, so if you're a mother, you get to have one off day in a month. So you just do whatever you want with it. You don't have to be sick. You don't have to give an excuse for it. As long as you're a mother, you're entitled to 1 day per month, which I think it's nice.
What of the single dads? I'm just saying.
I don't know, by the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, because motherhood can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
As a mother, I can tell you this for a fact, that sometimes you just need 2-3 days off.
Yeah.
To just cool down and just think about yourself.
Yeah.
Other than your children and every other person in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a mother, you have to be a mother.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a wife if you're married. You have to be also yourself. Yeah. You don't need to forget about yourself. So we're not just dealing with motherhood. It's like it deals with a lot of things that if you're not okay as a person, you cannot be okay as a mother and as a wife and as a sister and so on. Yeah, so having that day makes sense.
Oh, it's in Zambia, by the way.
Zambia.
Yeah, the country is Zambia. I also learned about it recently. I didn't know such a thing existed. But for Kenya, we still have a long way to go. Because I don't feel like it's such a burden to our country if only we fight, if only we make it a priority. I feel it's something that can be achieved. Just giving sanitary pads to young girls. It's not even everybody. Just forget about the rest of us who can afford. But to those girls in school who cannot afford.
And I applaud King Kaka. Dada.
Yeah.
He's an artist. I
Yeah.
applaud his actions for taking sanitary towels to different high schools. It's touching.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Is it still continuing? Or
It's continuing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So he's gonna do about 100 schools. Yeah, maybe if you follow him on his pages, you'll be able to know more about it. But it's such a touching topic.
Yeah.
It's so sensitive of him to even think of something like that, and he is a man.
Yeah.
So the men are joining us on this.
Today we thought of discussing this fear women phrase that has been going around. You know, every time I sit and look at my phone, I'm just like, fear women. I'm like, what have we done again? And then after a few days, fear women, fear women, fear women. And I'm like, what are women doing?
Is it fear women or fear wives? Huh?
I don't even know. I think it's fear women in general. I don't know. What do you think?
I feel that we should fear them depending on how we interact with them.
Yeah.
Because no one is born with a mental issue. No one is born with anything. Some things, we get them through life experiences. So when someone says fear women, we need to ask them, why do you say that? What happened in your private life, for example?
Yeah.
Or whose story did you hear that triggered that particular statement?
Yeah.
It's not just, you can't just wake up and say fear women. But what we have seen in the society is that some women can be really manipulative, for example. Women can manipulate their men, they can manipulate even their children. And that is in regards to narcissism.
Yeah.
We have people who have narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah.
And they have no clue that they do have it.
Oh.
So if you meet people with different personalities, you'll be able to say, by the way, fear this person, fear this one. And the reason as to why one person can say fear women is because women are vocal.
Yeah.
So I might know what's happening in your life because you will talk about it. Men are not as vocal as we are.
Yeah.
So as much as they go through some stuff, they're not able to share them with us. So I feel like we should also fear men.
We should.
Yeah. And also women, like we should fear one another.
Yeah.
Just depending on how we interact with each other.
Yeah, that's true. I always feel like the human mind is just dangerous. It can snap. It can snap anytime. But I think this phrase came about because of this Instagram confessions, where people confess the horrible things they have done. I don't know why people feel the need. I truly don't understand why people feel the need to come out and say, I did this for this person, I was revenging, and just steal wire as due, what, because he was cheating on me, come just steal wire for food. Can you imagine? As in, see, I don't know why people feel the need to come and...
women are not the same. That's what I've said. It depends on what your experience with people.
Yeah.
So their experiences with their boyfriends or the people that they dated was that they felt as if they gave too much.
Yeah.
And they didn't get anything in return.
Yeah.
For example, in the Bible, when Solomon had to kill somebody because he wanted the wife.
Yeah.
You see, we should also fear men.
Yeah, sure.
Okay? And when Samson died, it was because of a woman. And he did nothing to that woman. So I can safely say that sometimes we are not even triggered. If you're just a bad person, you are a bad person. Sure. So let's say fear Lily. Not generalize and say fear women. We are not the same.
We are not the same.
Yeah, our backgrounds are different. Our religion are different. Like we are so different. Even the way we think, upbringing, and how we solve issues. So I believe we should just educate even the men and tell them women are not the same. Yeah. Parents are not the same. No one is the same in this world. That's why we are. I'm Lily and you're Tracy.
Yeah.
So let's stop saying fear women.
Yes.
And let's say when you do this to a woman, you might have this particular reaction.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you push me to do something or to revenge, and then you end up saying fear women. You did something.
You were terrible first.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's quite interesting, because this conversation, it's only one-sided in a way. We'll say fear women, but how about we say fear men? And then people are just going to come out and start saying the terrible things that men have done. It's going to be a crazy war.
Yeah.
So, in generally, I think fear human beings.
Yes.
They're human beings. And for those who are listening to these stories and just being afraid that you're women or married and all those things, I want to tell you, don't listen to what other people are saying, right? Because nobody is perfect at the end of the day. And if you go out to the world with that notion of fearing women, you might actually close yourself out from finding great and amazing people.
And we all have a limit. So find out my mother's limit. What is my mother's limit? What is my sister's limit? What is my wife's limit and my girlfriend's limit?
Yeah.
Once you know their limits, you stop saying this. You stop generalizing stuff.
Yeah. So that was it, guys, for today. I hope you've enjoyed our conversation today. And make sure you keep talking to us and engaging with us on the social media pages, that is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Our handles Kelele TV. Make sure you use the hashtag Dada next door so that we can be able to find your conversation easily and engage with you as well. So stay tuned for the next episode, because we'll be doing an International Women's Day special, and you don't want to miss that. And as usual, we'll be having a special guest lined up for you. Amazing and fun content discussions. Also, let us know what would you like to hear us talking about next time. You can comment to this video tell us which topics you're interested in and what you'd like to hear from us next time. That was it, guys. Bye bye, till next time.